Hi everybody, it's Danielle with Inspire Me to DIY, and I'm like a full minute late. Wouldn't you know it, at the very last moment, I forgot like the most important things, my glasses of water to clean my brushes, and my paper plate, and my paper towels. I mean, I forgot it all. So at the very last moment, I'm rushing around, so that's why I'm a few minutes late. It has been crazy around here. I have been going from nothing to 90, just putting up all my Christmas stuff. I have a candle burning. I have my winter wonderland behind me. And I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but Christmas just makes me happy. So it's all, well, it's not all up, but a lot of it is up. I still have 3 Christmas trees to put up, so, and the outside. But for the most part, I got things done. My husband and I are going to decorate the big tree tomorrow. So we make a big event out of it. We put on Christmas music and decorate the tree and drink hot chocolate. It's a Hallmark moment. So today we're going to make a Christmas pillow cover. I have a lot of Christmas pillows, but there's always room for one more. And I have an outdoor sofa. So it's covered, so it's all protected. But this is going to go for that. That's what I'm using mine for. I buy my pillow covers. This one's from Hobby Lobby. It was $12.99 and I got it for $8.49. The sticker's upside down. So this is what it looks like. I like the ones that have the edges on it, so it gives it a little bit more fullness. And this is a 20 by 20. And what I've already done is, you know, when you go to Hobby Lobby and you buy something breakable and they wrap it in this paper. Well, I saved that paper and it's 20 by 20. I was like so excited. So I put that in the middle because when I paint on here, I don't want it to bleed to the other side. This is what I'm talking about, the type that I like. See how it's sewed around here, but you still have this little edge, and it's got a really nice zipper in it. So I can always take these out and change them for different holidays, which I like to do because I'm not buying pillow inserts for every single pillow. I would have no place to store all that. So I just have a few pillow inserts, and I just make a ton of covers. You can wash those, fold them, and put them in your linen closet. They store so much easier. We are going to make Christmas ornaments on here, and they're going to be staggered. So I went around the house looking for the right size circles. This is a lid from a little, I don't know what you call it, some kind of dish from Hall Pottery, because I also collect Hall Pottery. So this was about the right size for the lid. And then my coffee coaster, my Fiestaware, this was the perfect size for the other one, because I wanted 2 different sizes. Now you can have 3 different sizes. You can have a whole bunch of different sizes. But I chose 4, and I've already mapped them out and drew it on here with pencil. And the reason I use pencil is because when I go to wash this, all the pencil washes right out, and you never have to worry about that showing in the background. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got 4 of them drawn on there, and they're all circles. I might, let me take a look, because I was thinking about making one that has like a little teardrop. Maybe this one down here. I just want to try it to see if it's something I'm going to like. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find my center, which is down here, and I just come up. Come up, do this a little better. All right. Nah, I don't think I like that. I don't know if it erases. Oh, it does. Ah, good to know. It will also wash out. So I was going to make a ball and then have it come down to like a little teardrop, and I didn't like the way that looked. But when I wash that, you won't see any of the eraser. Okay, so I have it mapped out. I have been doing a lot of my decor in white, but also the dark green. Like, see if I can show you, like this beautiful velvet ribbon. Look how dark green. That and like a taupey color or more of a, let's see if I can, goldish color. So the two of those together, I think, is just stunning. And that is what a lot of my decor is this year. Now, another thing that I'm doing this year, and I have a lot of time in the evening when I, take my shower and then I'm just chilling in my jammies. I bought a whole lot of different ribbons. I have this color, I have white, and then I have this rusty gold, which I really like also, in the thinner. I don't know what this is, if it's 3/8 or what it is. It doesn't say. But I have been taking all of my Christmas ornaments and taking the cheap little Christmas hook off and putting the velvet on instead, because I want to hang it on my tree with the velvet. It's just another layer, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. But I have so many ornaments that I don't think I'm going to get them all done this year, but I can continue it throughout the different years until I get them all done. And then by that time, I'll probably want to change it to something else. But we are going to use this velvet today because that's going to be our strings that come up from our ornaments. And that's why I have a whole bunch of different colors out here. I am going to use, I got black. I have antique parchment. I didn't want to do white on here, not unless I was using red and white or pink and white, but this background is kind of an ecru, so this antique parchment is really close to that. Then the darkest green I could find, it says real green, and I might mix a little black with that to make it darker. And then I have light mocha to do different highlights and stuff. So I'm running out of space. Let me move my glue. I have fabric fusion glue, and I also have hot glue because I don't know how the ribbon's going to stick with the fusion, fabric fusion. Okay, I am moving this plate to right here so it'll be close to me, but then it will also not let me drip paint on my project here. Okay, and I don't like to I normally don't squeeze out paint onto a paper plate because I think you really waste a lot of paint, but I am going to do some mixing just to, because I love this green, but it's not, it's close, but it's not right on where I want it. It's more of a Kelly green, even though it says real green, because I have Kelly green, but this looks a lot like a Kelly green. Ah! This had not been shooken up. A lot of water came out with that one. All right, there we go. And I have paint on me already. So I took a big chance wearing a white shirt, but this is one of my new shirts on my Inspire Me Fabulous line. It just says Merry Christmas, and it's got the tree on the car, but I loved it because it's not your traditional colors. It's the pinks and the light greens, and I really like that. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to wear that today. I hope I don't live to regret it because of all this crazy paint. Now I am looking for more of a round brush to do the detail, and then probably a flat brush to paint it all in. But let's do, I want one with polka dots. I want one with like the zigzags going through the middle, and then maybe a swirly one. So I'm going to do my embellishment parts first. I made a pillow like this once, but I just painted different shapes of Christmas trees on it. And then on the top of that, I glued fancy, all different kinds of buttons. And that turned out really cute. And I was thinking of doing something like that today, but I just got something else in mind. I don't really want to do the buttons today. It was beautiful, but you couldn't lay on it because those buttons hurt. So it was really pretty to look at, but not functional. And I actually wound up, Somebody loved it so much they bought it from me. I had taken it to one of those Christmas craft shows, and they loved it. So, and if I remember right, it was like a teenage girl. She just loved it. Okay, so I'm just painting some polka dots on this one. And I want to get my lines as crisp as I can because I just think that's going to look better. But if I don't, I also brought out Sharpie markers that I can go around the edges and make it look a little more finished. I have a whole bunch of these brown glass bottles. My vitamins come in them, and every time I'm done with the bottle, I look at it and I feel bad about throwing it away, so I don't. I keep them. But I have a shelf on the wall that, like a picture ledge that has a whole bunch of them on there, and it has a lot of my craft supplies on it. So I do use it. Oh, this looks good, but I think I'm going to use the is that taupe? What is that called? It is called light mocha. I think I'm going to use that as some of the highlights on here. And then I'll use the parchment, antique parchment, as some of the highlights on the light mochas. I'll show you what I mean. Thank you, Cheryl. Will I get to see you tonight? Cheryl's one of my best buddies. She's one of those girls I get to hang out with on Saturday nights. Too fun. Oh, okay, so let me see. I'm trying really hard not to do this all uniform, but if you know me, you know I'm going to try to make it as symmetrical as possible. I don't know why I do that. Drives me nuts. Make sure when you're painting that you don't paint in an area that you got to hold your hand over. Like if I paint this first, then I got to put my hand there to paint this one. And I probably should have started over here, which I might just let this one dry. Let me get another polka dot on there. Let that dry and then just start over here. Now I'm not going to clean out my brush just yet because I want to use some of this antique I can't get my names right. The light mocha. I want to do just a little embellishment on there. And it's probably not anything you're really going to see, but I'm going to know it. And I'm just doing like little highlights, like the sun would hit it right there. Oh, I love punk and roll. I love punk and roll. Thank you. Wow. There goes my diet. Ah, too funny. So our Bible study last night, we were talking about, because we all get together for Thanksgiving, we were talking about who was bringing what, and it just sounds like it's going to be an amazing, amazing event because everybody in that group can cook. Now, I've cooked for years. I don't think I'm fabulous at it, but I do love to bake because it's exact. When they say, oh, throw a little of this and a little of that, I cannot do that. But if you say a half a cup of this and a quarter cup, gotcha. I know exactly what that is because it is exact and I need exact. Okay, so let's do, I don't think I like this brush for what I'm going to do next. Let me just set it aside. We'll try. See if I can do, I want to do like swirls, but I don't know. And that might be too difficult to paint around, but we'll see. That might be something I should have put on before I painted or after I painted the color. All right, swing that around. And these just look like little, I don't know, number 9s and number 6s, kind of. I don't know if you can see that. So I just have it just like that, or the other way. however I want to do it. But I wanted to have some kind of different pattern. Yeah, that one turned out a little thick. I have so many brushes. These are my brushes that I've had for a bazillion years, and they're not, I can't use them for watercolor, and I can't use them for my oils because I need a special kind of brush for those things. And they started out as just acrylic brushes, but if I'm going to do a nice piece for somebody, I cannot use these brushes for it because it won't give me the same look I'm trying to get. But in projects like this, you can use just about any kind of brush you want. So it's nice to just keep them on hand. Okay. Now, if you want a watercolor effect on here, you can really water your paints down and use that, but you got to let it dry pretty good before you even decide to move it. But I have done watercolor on canvas and on pillows like this. It looks just like watercolor, and that's what it is, except for I'm using acrylic. I just watered it way down. All right. Nah, I'm not in love with this one, but it's not awful. And then I think I'll do like a, let's see, like a big old stripe on this one. But I'm going to kind of arch my stripe so it looks like the ball is round. Oh, big old airplane going over. Now, this pillow would look so darling in pink, and the green's like my shirt. Oh, I think that would look so adorable, but it wouldn't go with anything in my house. So that's why I'm using these colors. If you want to try it with those and it would go great in your house, by all means, change up the colors to what you would like. I have so many colors. It's just crazy. I put them all, let's see if I can move this around. I have 4 of these crates, and I have them sorted by colors. This one's not full, but like pinks and purples. That's this one here. Oh, see, it's full. But I like storing them in these crates because I can see all the colors. And I don't have to pull them all out and look at them and try to figure out what's what. So then they stack right on my shelf, and they look really cute. I have one, I didn't bring it out here, but I have one crate. It's a much larger crate that I decorated with a napkin with the decoupage. It's really pretty, and I might do that with the rest of these just so they all match, but right now that is a January thing because I am in the throes of Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve. So all my organizational stuff, that will be in January. And I think that's most bloggers, their organizational stuff is in January because we've pretty much trashed our houses trying to do all the holiday stuff that we need to organize and put it all back. So I think that's why we like to do organizing stuff in January. You notice, like right after the holidays, there's a big push towards buying organizing supplies, joining diet groups, exercise things. All that stuff is really big in January because of the trouble we got ourselves into during the holidays. There's a squirrel just outside the window, and it's trying to call my cat, but she's in our bedroom napping. and he keeps knocking on the window. So if you hear that, that's that's JoJo's buddy squirrel. Okay, so I got 3 of them highlighted already. This one I'm not quite sure. I might just paint it over and then do something else on top. But let's do some zigzaggy stuff. And I want, well, I'll keep with this color, but I want to use some of that antique parchment as well. Okay. I'm just going to zigzag it. And I am picking up some fibers from the pillow. So every once in a while, you're just going to have to pull them off or it's going to ruin your design. Well, this zigzag didn't quite turn out like I thought. It looks more like Charlie Brown's shirt. Oh well. If it was perfect, you would be able to see it in a fancy department store. This is not going to be in a fancy department store, but I'm okay with that. Okay, and I'm just going to do 2 of these and make the center of the 2 stripes that antique parchment color. I think this is going to be so cute. Right after it dries, I usually hit it with an iron to set it, and then I throw it in the washer. Throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. It softens the pillow cover so the paint, where the paint is, it's not real crunchy. That's what I mean about having fibers. All right. I'm going to make my stripes just a little thicker. These kind of remind me of, especially this striped one, reminds me of the old Shiny Bright ornaments, and I love those. I have a number of the actual antique ones. Behind me, you can't really see it over, kind of see the corner over there. I have antique ornaments and an antique sugar bowl that has a little Christmas, bottle brush Christmas tree in it, and then some votives. So all my votives and all my candles, except for this one, are battery operated, so I don't burn my house down, because I am notorious for forgetting that I have them lit. Yeah, I'm like that person. Making that just a little thicker. And you know, now that I'm thinking of it, I don't know, should I add a little red? Because I'm going to have these dark green ornaments and the dark green velvet. We'll see. I don't know. I always do that. I make stuff and then it's like, I don't know. Is that what I want? So we are having a Christmas open house party. It'll be between the holidays because my husband and I both have that week in between off. So we'll probably have it on a weeknight, but we're going to have quite a few people over for a just an appetizer and open house kind of thing. You know, come and go, enjoy yourselves, hang out, stay the whole time if you want, or, you know, if you don't want. It's an open house, so it gives you an excuse if you don't want to stay. Sometimes, I mean, I like open houses because sometimes I just don't want to stay that long. So you always feel bad when you're the first one to leave, because you know a lot of times other people are going to follow you, and then you feel responsible for clearing out a party. So I don't like to be one of the first ones to leave. I'm going to mix some of my green and black right now just to see. I know I'm probably going to totally screw it up, but I'm going to pull some green out here in the center and just dip. See if I can get it a darker green. But I need enough of it to do a whole ornament. I don't want to mix like just enough for partial and then go, oh, because I never can mix it the same way twice. All right, that's a lot darker than that's a lot darker, so that's kind of what I want. Let's see if I can mix as much paint as I'm gonna need. I got it close to that glob of taupe and I didn't want to do that. Okay, so that looks pretty decent. Let's see, I am going to start painting over here so I don't put my arm in something. And I might just go over all of these curly cues. Yes, that's the green I want. Yeah, I am going to go over my design because I'm not really sold on it. So we'll put another design over the top of this one. But I might have to wait for the paint to dry. So I might not do it on the video, but we'll see. So we're having this Christmas open house, I started to say. And this is going to be my deal. Christmas Eve and stuff with our friends is my husband's deal because he's in charge of all the food. I do the decorating and the table setting, but for the Christmas open house, all the food, and it's going to be all appetizers and desserts, but that is all me. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've been collecting tons of recipes, and I even wrote a blog post about some of them, some make-ahead appetizers, because I'm going to make ahead a lot of this stuff. So at the party, I can enjoy everybody's company. So I'm pretty excited about it. I used to do it a lot in when we lived up north. Ooh, I hope I have enough paint. But I don't think I've done it since we've moved here. And in fact, that was something I used to like to do when I was single, and just invite a whole lot of people over. Okay, so I got the edge, and I'm just kind of filling in, but I'm afraid I didn't mix enough paint. This fabric is really soaking it up. I do like that green, though. I hope I can mix more. We'll see. All right, throw some light green in there. And a touch of black. And I hardly use very much black. I just dip my brush in it. See how close I got. It's close. You can't really tell, so that's good. And depending on how you want your pillow cover to look, if you just give it a light coat, it's going to soak in, and then you're going to see some of the fabric behind it. And that's a really nice look for some things you're doing. I want these to be super saturated. But then when you do that, the paint it's even after you wash it, it's still going to be kind of crunchy. So it's not something you're going to want to lay your head on. I still need to make more paint, but it's going to be beautiful. Goodness gracious, it's really soaking it up. All right. Well, I'm really working on my color mixing skills. It's funny because I actually took a course in color theory and mixing colors and ratios and all that stuff. So it's kind of funny that I'm actually using a college course right now. Okay, get this mixed in as best as possible. All right, hopefully this is enough. It's slightly off color. I don't think it's gonna, you're gonna see it, but I don't think it's gonna be like a huge thing. So let's see. So I got up this morning, and the first thing I did, it was still dark. First thing I did was turned on all the Christmas lights throughout the house, because I have little fairy lights on the fireplace and around my windows and my nativity set and all that stuff. So I had just all of that on in the darkness, and it was just wonderful. Things like that just make me so happy. See, now, I don't know if you can tell that it's green or does it look more black to you, but that is the shade of green. Really close to what, I don't know if you can see it with this velvet that I was hoping for. Yay! All right, so I'm not mixing that for all of it because I want these all different shades of green. So I need to pour more green on here because that used quite a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to mix the leftover to this and put it in here. See if that changes it all. No, I don't think it really changed it a whole lot. There we go. And I brought 2 paper plates out here because sometimes I mix in such large areas that I didn't leave enough on my plate for different colors. Okay. And my brush is pretty loaded because I mixed it with the brush. Sometimes I'll mix it with a stir stick or something like that, so it's not all on my brush, but this is all on my brush. So I'm going to try to flatten out my brush and get as much paint on my ornament. I should have brought my fan out here. It could have dried the paint while I was working on something else, but I did not. Oh, I think that's going to be really pretty. Yeah, I was going to put that antique parchment in there, but I think I'll put it on top so it looks like a highlight rather than a color that the ball is. Does that make sense? So one of the favorite things that my husband loves for our open house parties is my Swedish meatballs. And they are a real hit, and I plan on making those for this party. I was going to have just all finger foods, so I didn't have to worry about silverware, but these meatballs are so good, and I know they'll be a hit. And it's neat because a lot of people that we have invited have never been to one of my parties before, so it'll hopefully be a treat for everybody. I know it's definitely going to be a treat for me. And we, if you want alcohol at our parties, you have to bring it yourself because we don't have alcohol in the house. Not that, you know, I'm all super against it or anything. It's just, you just don't know, this person wants this alcohol and this person wants this one. It gets real pricey. So I always tell them, you know what, we're going to have the mixers. If you want to bring something, by all means. Now, I will have red and white wine because that's kind of a no-brainer. In fact, my red wine is not like a typical red wine. It's a holiday wine punch, like a mulled wine. So it's always a big hit. And then I'll have a whole lot of non-alcoholic versions. It's an adults only party, only because there's going to be so many people. It won't be fun for kids. So we always just tell people it's adults only. That way we can enjoy ourselves and not have to worry if little Johnny's breaking Christmas ornaments off the tree or anything like that. Oh, that just made my heart flutter. No. My Christmas ornaments are all, they all have a special meaning. So, and a lot of them are hand blown and from Italy. And I couldn't imagine somebody some small baby coming in, and whew, just made my heart skip a beat there. I had, we made a lot of homemade ornaments when my kids were little because we didn't have a lot of money. And I think when kids make their own ornaments, that they have more of a say in the Christmas tree and all that. You're jealous of your place is a mess. Trust me, yesterday, oh my, this house looked like a tornado had gone through. And in fact, right before Bible study, I was still shoving the last of the boxes out the garage door. Ugh. It was an all-day deal. But we had a lot of homemade Christmas ornaments. And my kids were so proud of the ornaments that they made and really enjoyed hanging them on the tree. We did a lot of those cinnamon ornaments that smell really good that you make with cinnamon and applesauce. And then you let them, you either bake them or you let them dry. I guess you could do both. But, we made a lot of those with cookie cutters. And then they also gave them as gifts to like my sister and her husband and grandma and grandpa. So they actually got to make homemade gifts. All right, see if I can get this edge. This is not like the perfect brush for this, so I'm looking. I don't really have a fabulous brush for this. I'm going to try a flat brush to see if maybe I can get the edges a little better. Yes. Yay. Because that was not working out. The football game is on. So I don't know if you heard the door opening and closing, but he is in the back room with the TV on watching the game. He does that while I do my live because I don't have like an office or a studio to do my live videos. This is right on my dining room table. So the family room is right there. It's all open. And that's where the big TV is. But he's in the back room with the smaller TV, watching it on there until I'm done with my video. But I've not heard any, yeah, or no. So I don't know how the game's going. Okay. Get this. I almost got 2 ornaments done already. How cool is that? I like homemade home decor, like my pillow covers. I mean, you can have some real fancy ones, and I do, but I like the homemade ones also, especially if they were made by friends or somebody that, I'm really close with. I had a couple of things that my mom had made. She was the ultimate crafter. She was always making things. And she was a Girl Scout leader, so she had us Girl Scouts. I was in her troop. She had us just making stuff all the time, which I don't know if the rest of the girls enjoyed it, but I did. So I think I have gotten my crafting gene from her. She has passed a long time ago. 30-some years now. But I wish that I had something that she had made because that would be so special. Come on. Right in that corner. It's not wanting to, I can't find a brush that will get right into the corner. Now that I see the green unmixed, I kind of like it better than this because that looks, I mean, it's dark green, but it almost looks black. So I don't think I'm going to mix any more for that. But I am going to, clean my brush. So our open house party, right now I have a number of people on the list. I have over 40 people on the list. This house is good size, but we're going to be on top of each other for 40 people. But I can also open the outsides because the weather here is just beautiful this time of year. So you can open up the doors and not be a problem. I'm going to go over these stripes just a little bit where some of them aren't as prominent. Okay. Now, my little curly cues here, I'm just not happy with the way that turned out. So, trying to figure out, is there, I got stripes, I got chevron, I got polka dot. Maybe I should have just left it without a design on it, but I don't know. So I'm going to try. Oh, well, that didn't work. So I'm going to do polka dots on this one as well. I was trying to do those curly cues, but they're not looking right. Oh, but this looks really nice. I like that. So I want all of them to be just a little bit different, and I think they will. Need to make my polka dots a little more with crisper edges. If you notice, there's a lot of the shabby chic stuff out there right now. Oh, Cheryl. No, Cheryl, I don't want you to have to work at this party. I want you to enjoy the party. We'll talk. We will talk. I mean, I love that idea, but I want you to be able to enjoy it. Cheryl is one of my good friends, and she's moving. I'm like devastated, but I'm so happy for her. It's one of those things, it's like, no. But now I got a place to go visit, so I like that too. And with Facebook and texting and all that, the world is a much smaller place. So we'll be able to keep in touch, but you know, it's not the same. Okay, so let's see. What was I talking about? I have no idea. There we go. See, not so bad. Looks kind of cool. This chevron thing here, I want to, you know what, I'm going to wait though. I'm going to paint this one first. I almost did it to myself to where I'd have to lay my hand in it. See, I know better. I tell you what to do and then I don't do it. I'm looking for a flat brush that's a little wider, like that one. So I am going to do I want to do the Kelly green? Is that what this is? No, this is New Shamrock. Let's see, what's this one? Arbor green. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to just pour out a little. Ooh. Okay, we're going to use that. It almost looks like the color that I mixed. Get my brush bent here. Okay. Now this one, I already did the polka dots, so I'm going to have to try to go around them. I should have done that to all of them, but it looks like that green's going to bleed through. So I'm going to have to go over the polka dots again. Okay, so let's see. Maybe this isn't the right brush. It's too big. Is this one flat? This one's flat. It's black. All right, I'm going to do this just to go around them, and then I'll use the bigger brush to fill in the bigger areas. Ooh, I like that green. And when I wash it, it'll probably all the different variations of color will show. Right now, it all looks like it could be the same green, but I'm pretty sure once I wash it, it will show up all the different greens. Make sure the first time when you wash it, you don't put anything else in the washer with it, because I don't want, I've never had it happen, but I don't want a mishap where it ruins your clothes. That, I would feel terrible. Clothes are not cheap. Even at Goodwill. I mean, Goodwill's not the cheap place anymore like it used to be. They've got some price tags on some of their stuff. I remember when you could get shirts for $1. Well, that's not a thing anymore. It might be at a garage sale, but not a Goodwill. And I don't blame them. They have to make money too, because they have employees and electric bills and all that stuff. So I totally understand why the prices have gone up. But I used to go there because I could get my kids little outfits for 50 cents or $1. And when they grow so fast, I'm not spending, well, I didn't have the money to spend either, but I'm not spending a big amount of money on clothes they're going to wear for a few months and then outgrow. I used to love, I think they just came out with this when my son was little, but they had these little boy pants that the knees had a patch on the inside. So they were like double knee fabric. And that was wonderful, because when he would be a boy and just get into all sorts of things, he would wear out the knees, but there'd be another piece of fabric underneath. So that was great. Now you pay big bucks for that, but that was you pay big bucks for ripped up jeans is what I was going to say. But back then, that was not fashion. So it was nice that with his play clothes, we could save them a little bit longer. Back then we had school clothes and play clothes. That's not so much a thing anymore. I know the schools around here is all uniforms, which would have been great, because especially in high school, girls wouldn't be so mean about who's wearing what, because you're all wearing the same thing. That would have been perfect, especially when I was going to school, because I did not have a sense of fashion, to put it bluntly. I mean, I dressed so crazy, but it's what I liked, and nobody else. You couldn't be different back then, because you'd get called all sorts of names, and I did. But that's okay. Made me who I am today. I'm okay. I'm over it. All right, almost got this one half done. Look at that. I love that. It's turning out really cute. And this might be one of those that, well, no, I'm going to put this outside on the lanai, because I have a really nice sofa out there. And I have a Christmas tree, full-size Christmas tree out there too. So I want it to be as Christmassy as the rest of the house. And that might put this out there on the sofa. I think it would be really cute. So I think, especially for our Christmas open house, because everybody's going to be milling in and out, because there's just not going to be a lot of room. And I'm going to have food set up, like food stations. But I can't wait for the dessert bar, because I make all my own homemade marshmallows, and then I, do the chocolate dipped marshmallows. And you haven't tasted a marshmallow until you've tasted a homemade one. They're so completely different from the store-bought kind. I love them so much better. They have more of a vanilla flavor to them than they do the overly sweet marshmallow part. So I think they have a whole different vibe to them. I think they're just better. Now, I've not made homemade eggnog, but I'm thinking of trying it. Of course, I would try it way ahead of having this party. Nothing worse than trying something for the first time and it turns out awful. A party is won or lost on the food. I mean, the company is important. Where you have it, the venue is important. But if the food is not good, you don't get a good rating on your party. And I kind of want it to be the event of the season. This is stuff I think about all year long because I just love Christmas and I love parties. And I love decorating my home. I think because growing up, Christmas wasn't fabulous because my dad had passed when I was really young, and my sister was already married and out of the house because there's an age difference between her and me. So it would be the Christmases I remember. It would be me and mom and I, and you know there wasn't really money for gifts, so I always got a coloring book and a box of crayons. Not just any box of crayons. I got the 64 with the sharpener in the back. Crayola crayons. And if you're my age, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. But I had an art mentality back then. And so I was super excited about it. I would take that coloring book and I would really, do the pages up wonderful, tear the pages out, hang them up for art on the refrigerator, and I would just make the most out of it because I knew that my mom tried her best and that we just didn't have the money. And rather than be upset about it, which helps no one, I chose to really embrace it and get excited about it. And we would play Christmas music, and she had that old silver tree, if you know what I'm talking about. It was called a tinsel tree. And it was basically silver tinsel on these branches that you stuck in a pole, and it did not anywhere near resemble a tree. But then it had a color wheel that went with it, and it had red, yellow, blue, and green on this color wheel, and it would turn, and depending on what color it was up at the time, that's the color the tree was. So it was pretty Art Nouveau for the time, but that was our Christmas tree. And I look at it now, and I have huge, fond memories of those Christmases. Always on Christmas Eve, here I'm telling you my whole life story. On Christmas Eve, I would get, and back then they were good size, I would get a glass bottle of Coca-Cola all to myself. I didn't have to share it. You could get the bottles separate. You didn't have to buy like a 6 or a 12 pack, anything like that. So once a year I got a bottle of Coke, and we would drink it on Christmas Eve, my mom and I. And I mean, we just had these little traditions. I got a hair on here that made Christmas really special. And I think that's why I do it up really large at Christmas, because I didn't have that. But I have really fond memories of it, even though it didn't really, there wasn't a lot of money involved, which is very cool. Home is a place that is so comfortable that you can just unwind when the world is crazy and there's just stupidity everywhere when you think about it, because the things that are important are not that. Reality TV and all the goofy stuff. But you can go home, unplug, and just relax. Be yourself. So that's what home is to me, and that's why I'm so big on things home. Okay, for Christmas, all y'all, for Christmas, I want a plug-in heater, that hot plate for my coffee mug, because it's cold. It's still delicious, but it's cold. I get to yakking, and then I forget that I even had coffee. So where is my bigger brush? Here it is. So I want to make sure all the green is out of it. Let me put it in my clean water. Yep, no green. And I'm going to get my antique parchment and do the center of my chevron. That was water. I just saw a drip of something go by, and I'm like, oh, I just got something all over my new shirt. But I did not. So we're good. Oh, it's been an hour already. Well, 4 minutes shy, but it's been an hour. See what happens when I get to talking? Crazy. Okay. Just paint in the center here, and then I think, see, I was going to do like a dark red, but I think I'm just going to keep with the green. And I am going to probably use the green that I've already got out. I was going to go with more of a Kelly green, but I think it might have a little bit too much yellow in it for what I'm doing. So I'm just going to let that go and do this. Just continue with the same greens. Well, what's nice about this taking a little bit longer is this is pretty much, sort of, not all the way, but pretty much dry. So I can put my ribbon strings on there. I've had my glue gun plugged in this whole time. So it is ready to go, but I don't know if I should use that or the fabric glue. I know the hot glue will work without a doubt. I just don't know if the fabric glue will. My stomach is growling. It thinks it's time to eat. Well, it kind of is. All right, the last green ornament. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I love this. Okay. And I think I'm going to put little tops on my ornaments, because real ornaments have little tops on them. And I didn't even think about drawing them on. I don't know if I have a lot of gray, but I don't know if I have a silver. What? This is the green I want. What is it? Arbor green. All of my paint, today's project, is apple barrel, and that's because it's cheap. And by cheap, I bought it for 50 cents a bottle. Now I think it's gone up to 65, but still 65 cents for a whole bottle of paint, 2 ounces, which I have used this paint for so many projects. So you get a lot of use out of one bottle. Okay, gotta hold your mouth just right. All right. This really does look like Charlie. If I would have done it in yellow and black, it would look like Charlie Brown's shirt. One of my nativity sets, I like nativity sets. I think they're gorgeous. But I have one that's all the Peanuts characters. And Snoopy is a sheep. It's hilarious. And Woodstock is baby Jesus. Let's see if I can get around here. So it's super cute. think it was a Walmart thing one year. But one of the schools I go to had it set up on the secretary's desk at the front of the school building in the office, and I just loved it, so I had to run out and get one. So I have had it for a lot of years, at least 15. But it's so cute. And it came with like a little cardboard stage, but that came and went like within the first couple of years, because I should have had it laminated so I could have used it more, but I might need a smaller brush for this one little area. Come on. Nope. That worked. Now you can get white pillow covers also, and I do have a number of white ones, but they don't stay white long. They just get dingy with all because I use my pillow covers. They're not just sit there and look pretty. I use them, so they get dingy. So I usually go with the off-white ones, so when they do get dingy, you can't tell. Now my pillow inserts, I like the squishy feather ones, and the best place I found to buy them was IKEA, because they're like $8 for a 20 by 20, and anywhere else that's a good 30 bucks. So I'll take the IKEA price all day long, and they're pillow inserts, so it's not like, they're going to be something that where you spend a lot more money, it's going to be a better product. It's just not. I love IKEA for a lot of things. This, what do I want to say? This buffet behind me in my dining room, all IKEA. All the shelves above it, that's IKEA. And it's real wood. It's not the pressed particle board. I know a lot of their stuff is, but this was real wood, and that's why I liked it. The price was right, and it holds up beautifully. It stores all of my dishes for different holidays. I have a lot of napkins and candles and stuff in there. All right, I have to go with the smaller brush to get this one edge. And then my painting, I think, is done. Yay! Come on. There. All right. Put my paintbrushes. You know what? Before I put them all in the water, I got to redo my polka dots because that green is bleeding through. And the white part is pretty well dry. You want to make sure it's mostly dry before you go over it again, or it's not going to make a big difference. Yeah, this is, I think, dry enough. And I might even need a third coat just to make them pop. That's a big term anymore. Make it pop. There is nothing that you don't do good. You're funny. Trust me. It's come with a lot of trial and error. My first attempt at macrame, I still can't macrame. I cannot. I love macrame. I am awful at it. But my first attempt was so bad. It was so bad I got to laughing, and then I just threw it in the trash. It's like, yeah, no. Girl Scout for all those years, did really good knot tying, cannot macrame. Oh well. All right, couple of polka dots. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to. Aw, those look really wish I wouldn't have had 2 polka dots though. Oh well, it is what it is. So now I am going to, because I just did those white polka dots, I'm going to stretch this all the way out because we want to glue our ribbon here. And I'm going to start with my kind of off-white ribbon. And I think I'll do this one here. Now I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm just going to go to that where it's stitched here because this is like a ruffle on the outside. So I'm just going to that part. Ugh. And cut it. I'm going to try the hot glue. And I'm just going to do a line of hot glue right to that edge. And then I'm going to lay this on it without burning my fingers. Probably not. There we go. Oh, I'm going to use my scissors to push it down. Oh, I love that. I didn't draw the little cap, but I think I'm going to try to figure out something to put over that maybe. We'll figure it out. So let me see that. So I'm going to do different color ones of string. I have the white, and then I have that dark rusty color that I love. So I'm going to do this one with the white polka dots. I'm going to do it. This has a little tape on the end. I'm going to do it with the white ribbon. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a bow right there. Ha! See, I knew all along. No, I didn't. All right, let's see if I got one glued without burning myself. Let's see if I can do this one. Just a nice thin line of the hot glue. I'm going to move my paint because I know I'll get my hot glue cord in the paint. I don't want to do that. And that worked so good the first time doing it with the scissors. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. I don't think that's going to come loose. All right, where is that rusty color? I love that. Look at that. You know, there's just something about velvet that is... Oh, do I have green on me? I got green on here. No. I don't know where I got that from. Was it on my scissors? Now I got to figure out what to do with that. There's just something about velvet that's, it just looks upscale. Wonder what I did. Oh, you know what? I bet my cord went through that paint and then I drizzled it across. I'll have to look at the video when I'm done to see what I did to screw that up. When I see something like that I've done, it does not discourage me. I just figure out, what can I put there? Maybe another little green ball right there. Who knows? We'll figure it out. And then I've used all 3 of my colors, so I'm going to, let's try the darker again because I love it. Put the darker right there. Yeah, because if I do this color, they're just right by each other, and I don't want to do that. Ay, here's always something. I'm glad I'm not selling it, since I got that little mistake on there. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, now it's some bow tying time, which I'm not fabulous at. I can tie just a regular bow, but I can't get all fancy. And with this not being two-sided ribbon, there's only velvet on the one side. It's hard because you got to twist it so the velvet shows up on both of the loops. Oh, come on. Let's see. Nope, this way. So that's, oh. I want to make my loops nice and small. But you have to keep playing with it, getting it all turned the right way before it looks right. And then once I get it right, it's very tight, that I'm going to hot glue it together so it stays. Ugh, come on. There we go. Maybe. There. Okay, so that looks, I'm terrible at bows. What can I say? I'm gonna make this one just a little shorter on that side. And then I'm gonna cut them. So here's my little bow. Hot glue the whole thing together so it can't get pulled apart. Oh, now I cut it too short. All right, we'll do it this way. Perfect. It is not perfect. Let's try that again. For some reason, I kept trying to make it work and it just wouldn't. This one looks better already. Okay. I don't know what was up with that one. Just didn't want to do its thing. Perfect. All right, I'm going to make the loops a little smaller. There we go. Stop. Okay. That makes it, that really makes it, I only got one that color. So let's make a couple in this color. Look at that. Now, if you're lucky enough to get ribbon that's printed on both sides or that has velvet on both sides, this is not a difficult task. It's just when you have to twist the loop around so the velvet sticks out on both sides, you either get it or you don't. And I think I got it. Maybe. Come on. There. Not bad. This way. Okay. Well, need to zhuzh it just a little. There. I think these little bows just make it. Oh my gosh. I love it. So cute. Can't wait to put it all together. I know my video's going longer than it should. He keeps poking his head out, so he wants to watch the game on the big TV. I don't blame him. He's such a sweet guy. Okay. Get this cut. Glue, hot glue. And then I got a white one to make. And then we're done, except for I got to figure out what to do with the green that I blobbed on there. Dumb. I'm amazed that I only did it in one spot, if you really want to know. Because a lot of times especially when I'm hurrying, I'm pretty klutzy. Come on. With this white, you can't really tell if it's on the velvet side or not. It's not, of course. There we go. Alrighty. And I really only wasted like little snippets of velvet. So that's not too bad. I like it. Okay, here it is, minus a little green spot up there. Look, is this not adorable? This turned out so cute. In fact, I might do one up here because it looks like there's a little bit more white space. But I love this. I love how it turned out. And I love the colors. If you love this and you want to see more of the things I make and screw up, hit the little follow at the top. If you're already following me, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I love doing this stuff, and I've always loved crafting, and I like doing it with girlfriends. So this is a win-win. So hit the little follow at the top. You can find me on Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. I haven't posted a while in YouTube, but I got a lot of videos out there. So go ahead and see the things I've made. And I also have a website, Inspire Me to DIY, the number 2, inspireme2diy.com. And I have a t-shirt shop, an earring shop. My favorite color is Christmas lights. That's what these say. And that is inspiremefabulous.com. Ooh, hold on. So happy Saturday, and thank you so much for watching. And if your husband's watching football, I hope his team wins. So talk to you later. Bye.